Good Friday afternoon to you, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com. It represents 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Big scale picture here. We're looking at a ridge of higher pressure that's in control across Vermont. You can see that 500 hectopascal thickness here and where that ridge is. Now, we have this one system that's off the coast. This is that coastal or ocean-going storm. And this other system here on the Great Lakes, that is, the two are basically going to be in tandem, promoting this ridge of higher pressure over us for another couple of days. We have one band of rain showers and a little bit of moisture that's going to swing in. It's going to introduce basically some mid and high level clouds for tonight. However, not expecting any precipitation associated with that. And then another band will begin to work around this area of low pressure here and then make a run at us on Sunday later in the day. And it gets into very far western Vermont and some of the southern counties of Vermont with a little bit of rain shower activity. That then falls apart before it heads north and east and probably won't make the Northeast Kingdom, but it'll throw some clouds at us from time to time. Now, by the time we get into the day on Sunday, with more cloudiness, that's going to lower the temperatures. We're going to start to see a little bit of a cool-off, and that cool-off continues into a good portion of next week. By Monday, it looks like we do dry out, but we'll have a little bit more in the way of cloud cover in the region. And then part of Tuesday, it looks like as well, temperatures incrementally will start to come down just a little bit. But very late in the period, it's kind of lowered confidence. We will finally see some rain, rain shower activity that begins to push into the region along about Tuesday night, and this will linger into Wednesday. There are indications that this is a possibility, that we could also continue to dampen down and accrue a little bit of rainfall beyond the period here, basically into Thursday and Friday of the end of next week. This is the incremental of the European showing precipitation, and this is that band of rain showers that are trying to make a run at us here on this Friday afternoon. Now, you notice they basically dissipate out once we get into tonight, but we'll have a band of high-level clouds and maybe a little bit of virga painted by radar. Not anticipating any rain showers, even though it is showing a little bit of moisture here in the northern and western areas of the state by tomorrow morning. Those go by the wayside, and we get into a little bit more sunshine. And here comes the next band, and this really doesn't reach us until about Sunday late in the day or Sunday night. And you can see how it's being stretched, and this area of low pressure is basically falling apart. So we're into basically Sunday night at this point, and not looking at very much in the way of precipitation. You might also notice there's a lot of blocking areas of higher pressure. This is 1036 hectopascal. This is going to nose a ridge in, so that as it looks right now, Monday is actually going to be controlled by this area of higher pressure, and with dry weather and good project weather continuing, although a little bit more in the way of cloud cover. Eventually, well, it looks like we finally do get some moisture in here, at least painted by the European model, and this is valid Tuesday night at about 2 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, and we do get some actual moderate rain shower potential, a little bit more wetting here as we get into the Tuesday night and during the day on Wednesday. And then you can see how this kind of works. Several kind of very complex areas of lower pressure. Temperatures are cool enough for a little bit of snow, and the blue 0-degree isotherms showing up here. So maybe some upper elevation snowfall and rain down on the valley floors. But again, we're not looking at anything major or substantial, but a little bit wetter conditions that may last even into Friday and maybe into Friday night before that system works out, and then better conditions develop for the following weekend. The GFS ensemble also agrees with a little bit of a wetter pattern that's going to be on this coming Tuesday night and Wednesday, and then continues a little bit of a variation for as long as the eye goes there, basically into next Friday. And the total quantitative precipitation forecast, or total amounts, you can see begin and make a little bit of a rise, and by the end of this period total, we're looking at potentially 0.8 of an inch. And I have to say the European model and the GFS ensemble model are in pretty decent agreement on that, but that's a little bit further out in time, so lowered confidence. And as you can see here, we're looking at a about 25 hundredths of an inch or less to the north and east, about 25 hundredths of an inch or more, maybe even a half an inch of total rainfall over the next 7 days. In far southern Vermont has the best chance to see a little bit of wetting. Climate reanalyzer showing where the anomalous temperatures are 2 meters, and you can see that we're pretty warm here, but a good portion of the country, it looks like the western parts of North America up in the northern parts of Arctic, eastern Siberia back into Alaska, that's the cold spot, and some of that extends down into the Pacific Northwest and so forth, but much of the country above normal in temperature. GFS ensemble 2 meter temperature shown here, and let's take a look at dew point temperatures, and you can see the temperature trends as those dew point temperatures also make a slow fall. What about at 850 hectopascal, roughly the same level as the top of Mount Mansfield? It looks like this. And we actually get into 0-degree isotherm territory where there could be some wet snowflakes if we do keep some precipitation going. And there are some indications that we could actually get a little bit of that. Precipitation type, the blue line here, that's a little bit of snow, mostly in the form of rain. Wouldn't worry about it too much at this point. And as we just showed you, the warmer than normal temperatures are in the neighborhood. We're looking at temperatures running about 3 to as much as almost 12 degrees above normal. Warmest up into parts of Quebec, and about 3 days later, well, first, before we do that, notice that this is where the colder weather is kind of developing. And 3 days later, it really does get a lot colder, but it stays in the middle of the country. This also suggests a very strong ridge of higher pressure, much colder air coming down out of the north, and then another ridge of higher pressure basically in control overall across the eastern seaboard. One other bit of notation here, we're looking at a pretty powerful severe weather setup here across portions of the Gulf coastal states, eastern Texas into Georgia, Alabama, and so forth. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights, thanks for watching.